into it. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Tuesday morning with your leadership strategist, leadership disruptor, Mary May, helping you build around collaboration and building a strategy that you need so that you can level up in your career. So happy Tuesday. Thank you for joining me with your cup of coffee and or tea. I am rocking out my cup of tea. Is quite steamy right now, but that's all good. So we're looking to transform this morning. We're looking to figure out what is the possible gateway blind spot that is challenging you in regards to you securing that next career, that next contract. What is actually going on, and what is possibly a roadblock that you are just not connecting to or not aware of in regards to how either past trauma, like your workplace stress, the intersection and collide around what you are doing as well as what you are not doing. So when you look at how it is that you're going about navigating for whatever your next thing is, whatever your promotion that you desire is, how you choose to function and dance with how you will level up in your career, your transformation and accountability to that is up to you, because how you position yourself will give you those opportunity calls, those opportunity ideas that's going to increase your lifestyle, both personal and professional. So when you know that it has that balance to deal with you on the personal and professional, we have to be able to kind of understand what is actually happening with us, that and what is actually happening, and how can we get the result that we desire. So when you look at yourself and understand that whether the title exists or not, that you feel identifies you as a leader, you are a leader in your own space. You are a leader in how it is that you execute your ideas, your skill set each and every day. And so I want to invite you into this conversation and understand that how it is that you receive this information, what you take away, how you apply it and engage moving forward is going to be the game changer. That might just be that 2 millimeter shift that's going to get you to that next step. So I want to let you know that engagement is welcome and encouraged. I appreciate you here live. If you are also here on the replay, I have love for you as well. Do that hashtag replay and share your love or comment or what landed for you, either live or in the replay for this conversation. And I'll definitely come back and show some love, give you some feedback, give you some responses that's going to help you in your leveling up for your career. And so your leadership level up. Do you need coaching and strategy? Or do you need therapy for that work, career, and life experiences that you may have had with trauma or mental health? Or do you need a mixture of it all? What actually is your leadership level up thing that will benefit you on a strategy basis, on a leadership basis? What's going to get you to that next level? Sometimes we have to pull the curtain back and eliminate any biases or thoughts that we have heard from other people's experiences around the labels or how it is that we support our level up, our promotion, our ability to say, okay, what is it that I need to get this promotion or this next contract? And who is the person that can work with me, hopefully side by side, no matter if it's in the digital streets or in person, who can work with me side by side and understand how I can have the transformation that I want, be able to do it unapologetically, and what does that process truly and thoroughly look like? So is that coaching? Is it strategy? Is it great morning to you? Is it strategy? Is it therapy? Is it a mixture of it all? And what does that truly authentically look like when it's a mixture of it all. In order for you to understand what it is that you need, you have to understand that evolving is going to cause a shakeup in your life. It's going to cause some discomfort and things they're not, you're going to feel like, okay, things are not lining up. They're not going the way that I would desire. But in order to evolve, in order to elevate, in order to get yourself prepared for positioning yourself to that next level, you know that in the program, working situations, understanding your goals is the first thing, because your goals have to move from being just a wish into execution. But then the next thing is positioning yourself and understanding what it is that you need to eliminate, identify with, and get that clarity around so that you can have the strategy that's going to solve the mystery in regards to how it is that you get that promotion that you desire. So what is it that you need to evolve, shed, transform, have that metamorphosis that's going to cause you to eliminate things that you may be carrying in how you speak, how you present yourself in your final product, in a project? What is it that you are doing that is undoing your ability to level up? Are you willing to pull that curtain back and peek inside the room of how you are inner functioning in that, and identify what team member, what support is truly, truly going to help you in that level up? So oftentimes we look at the training that we have, the skill set that we have, mentors that we have around us, and we kind of pick and pull, decide what's going to work for us, what do we need to do differently, and how we set our intentions. However, we can go to 1,000,000 trainings, we can have 1,000 certificates, and not really know how to transfer those skills effectively into our day-to-day in a way that it's going to allow us to flow into our next thing, whatever that next thing is. In addition to the fact that there has to be a mindset shift where you understand that your assignment is not to stay at status quo. Your assignment is to understand that once you have leveled out at the position, the leadership level, doing what you have done for X amount of time, and it has served you at that level, that is only right that you begin to propel yourself and moving forward. But oftentimes we may find ourselves gaining a certificate, some additional training, maybe even like a quick mini webinar series, and we still end up getting back to the same result. But when you take that step to kind of pull that curtain back, you understand the benefit of how you can get a mixture of all of those things, and it will help you begin to increase your productivity, because not only are the blind spots removed, but you are able to kind of identify the fires before the fires disrupt how it is that you are moving forward. So let's look at some of the things that people tend to lean into and say, okay, these are the things that, let me just go to this quick training. And this training is I'm going to be able to ask my directive questions. I'm going to get the information that's provided, but are you getting the tools on what that looks like for you personally? Because if there's 5 people in the room, if there's 50 people in the room, the facilitator is facilitating from the core basis of what it is that they know. But when you take those skills back to wherever it is that you're trying to execute, the culture around how you work looks very, very different. The culture around who it is you serve looks very, very different than that transformation space. So I'm not saying that the training is not beneficial, but I want you to be in purpose and on purpose when you are investing in certain training, that you know that your positioning of the information that you have gained is going to need to have a unique footprint, that you as the leader, that big high performer and thinking in you, that you know how to apply it. Because then the other thing that you can consider is coaching. Coaching generally, provides you with guidance. It provides you with how you get to your goal and reaching your full potential. But what is it doing to peel back the layers to help you really effectively understand how you can navigate from point A to Z? It might get you to point A to B, and it also may get you B to C. But then there's some alphabet in the middle of there that could be trauma, that could be work experiences, that could be life outside of work is so in a chaos right now that you're not realizing how it's infusing and impacting you on a day-to-day basis. And even if it's not in a fire mode at the particular time that you're at work, if you have not truly silenced the noise that it can come in and disrupt your mood day by just one simple phone call, by one slight memory, by one thing that is triggering you for whatever the space is. In a coaching situation, you may not have that layer or that level of guidance that's going to help you reach that full potential, because those blind spots is not necessarily in the skill set of the coach that you may have selected. It may not be in the skill set or mindset or ability of the training that you actually dealt with. So then you might consider having a mentor, which everybody needs a great mentor, a mentor who has had the knowledge and lives in the space in which you are desiring to go to, that they can share their experience with you, but and it can also kind of help you to grow, but they can tell you their experience. They can tell you what they encountered. But does what they experience and they encounter 100% mirror into what it is that you need? Does it 100% enter into providing the answers and the resources that you need that's going to get you that 2 millimeter shift? And then, there's the last area that when you go either from a training, coaching, or mentorship, then you might think about, okay, well, these fires that interrupt me often seem to have a robust influence in regards to how it is that either I am capable or that I have challenges, and I'm not quite sure how I can move the needle of me being able to do something different. Someone in your scope, it could be your coach, your trainer, your coworker, supervisor, life is life in, where they may say, are you interested in therapy? And most of the time, therapy is one of the least things that we may consider when it comes to dealing with workplace stress, unless it's really, really incapacitating us to a certain level. However, a therapist has a specialized skill to help you with that awareness, creating that solution focus, recovery, healing, things that's going to help you identify like those blind spots to work through the residue of your interpersonal engagement. Because when things have happened to you, you can choose. You may live in the fact of, these things are still happening. But in most cases, the things that have happened to us are not on a continual happening every single day that we're breathing on schedule. But we may feel that way because we haven't not addressed the blind spots or the triggers that actually impact us when it comes to sitting for that next contract, when it comes to sitting for being in the room of idea and strategy building for the next idea or project that we're working towards. You have to be clear. And sometimes the clarity that you get could be in the essence of, again, the training, the coaching, the mentoring, but then also the therapist can kind of help with that as well, and giving you that clear strategy that's going to help you with skill planning, trusting yourself, positioning you to be able to navigate towards your desired outcome and give you that strategy. Because remember, whatever goal that you may have intentions and you set out for, if you are not preparing yourself and working through that on a day-to-day basis, you may effectively not be working towards your goal. Because if you don't have a specific time frame, if you don't have clarity, if you're not looking at the chronic things that get in the way of your success of executing this goal, then you are creating the cookie cutter of feeling like the promotion or that you're at a glass ceiling, and you're challenged with how it is that you can disrupt this pattern. So, in thinking about how you can disrupt this pattern as a disruptor in the leadership world, you can actually work with someone who enmeshes and deals with all of those characteristics. Someone who's a trainer, someone who is a mentor, someone who has a strategy to position you, get you the clarity in the goals that you are looking for, that can coach you to dispel all of the false beliefs that you may have about yourself and your capabilities, or how you feel that you can be promoted, or how you feel that this particular boss of yours is not considering you for what that promotion is, or how you feel the integrity of your workspace is not going to allow you to be able to take that step back, to have a clear view, clear vision in regards to how it is that you're going to lead forward, until you take a step back and look at what is your personal influence that may be pausing you. And what is it that you need on a side-by-side situation that's going to help you navigate when your experiences that look, feel, have been trauma in the workplace, where you felt misidentified, you feel invisible, you feel overlooked, you feel misguided, probably even manipulated, feel very vulnerable. All of those things have residue, but to you, they're feeling as if they're happening every single day. That's what makes it disruptive for you in your professional elevation. However, if you tackle that with excellence, then in tackling that with excellence, you have the ability to be able to understand where your excellence key seeking points can be when you leverage your skills effectively. Leveraging your skills effectively helps you dispel any of the false beliefs, anything that you may be feeling is the reason that the glass ceiling even exists. But the reality is, if you are willing to take that courageous conversation and break up the status quo, you can disrupt what you feel has been happening and be able to clear the noise and take on the responsibility by identifying an individual who has a mixture of all of those skills, a mixture of all of those skills that can help you dive deep, figure out what are the things that are blocking you in your career, what are the things that are blocking you in your successful interactions with the workspace that you're in, what is creating stress, how it is that you can move that needle and get that strategy that is going to position you effectively in a way that you can level up, you can deal with whatever you need to disrupt, and still have the confidence to walk with conviction in any conference room, in any PowerPoint meeting, in anything that you need to do, recognizing that every single conversation is an interview. Every single conversation is positioning you with the balance of how you manage both professional and personal experiences, because there's no script to how you're going to level up in your career. So when you decide that you're going to reframe your relationship with the labeling of words, the labeling of help, the labeling and titles of what has captured you and had you at a paused state, then you will understand and have a guided support system that's going to be able to help you navigate reframing where you feel those barriers have been, where you feel that you're missing the promotion and feeling invisible and overlooked. What is stopping your level up? Is it the reflection in the mirror and your confidence talk and conversation that you have with yourself? Are you talking yourself out of that? Be able to have that effective daily divorce of self have that effective understanding of where your body is taking score, where your mind is not having the coping skills that you are desiring, and be able to effectively just kind of coast in, glide in with the effective strategy that executes with discipline what you may need to break that code that also breaks the ceiling that you feel is actually existing and holding you back. So, as a leadership disruptor, the skill set that you and I can explore in your breakthrough situation could be realizing what are some of those 1 to 2, 3 layer things that infuse and impact you almost daily. When you're having these every conversations are an interview, what is it that you need to break the code so that you can understand that there is no glass ceiling in your leadership and that you can elevate, evolve, and stand in your authority as the leader that you have uniquely been placed to be, and do it unapologetically. As long as it allows you the space of building that trust and that confidence that you need, that's going to improve. Not saying that your ability to lead is questionable, but for some reason, you always get to the same exact point of the promotion scale, and then somehow you're getting looked over, feeling invisible, and then that residue, you end up cycling it out again. So what I would encourage you to do is to understand the strategy and balance of everything that you're experiencing, what you have experienced, what has happened before, and what is happening now are two different things. But recognizing that balance of the both, and recognizing how what has happened before can creep in with various triggers, you don't want to hold your current self in restriction and in limitation and with that glass ceiling, in the absence of recognizing what part of your journey, what part of your story that you control. You are the author of your promotion. You are the author of your leadership. You are the author of how it is that you position yourself and matching with the strategy that guides you effectively. So if you're wondering where this workplace stress is coming from, wondering am I being overlooked for a promotion or the level up or the next contract, you feel as if your toolkit has been trained up, has been mentored up. You have had the coaching and strategy and supervision, everything it is that you need. But it's 1-2 millimeter shift of an experience that you are not clear on how it is impacting you. I would encourage you to engage with the breakthrough strategy just to see what you can gain from that. How you decide to work beyond that is truly up to you. However, why not at least get a glimpse at what some of those blind spots are, what some of those strategy seekers that are blocking you, what is actually in the way. Once you do that, you'll be more than powerful. You will understand how you are more than capable to do any and all things that is within your assignment. So, is your leadership trauma holding you at a standstill? Are you choosing to be in that space? I encourage you to reset the table, to reframe how you look at things, to reframe how it is that you understand the resources and individuals who are out in the community available to help you professionally, to disrupt the patterns that have you paralyzed and in handcuffs. So that is your leadership strategy note for today. I thank you for joining me for another Tuesday morning cup of coffee and tea with your leadership strategist, disruptor, Mary May. And I look forward to seeing you next week. If in fact you want to see me, chat with me before, feel free to register for an appointment and we shall move from there. So I look forward to serving you, and you all have a wonderful, successful day and week. You take care.